Hello. Sorry for the weird angle. I had to push record over here on this button. Today, first off, welcome back, Brandon Lee, Believe Art Studios, or Art Designs. We're up in my kitchen again because my wife's at work. Shh. Shh. I'm serious. She doesn't subscribe, so I don't have to worry. She won't see it. But we're gonna do a mixing video, and there's not enough room on the counter downstairs to where I can get you to see all the stuff. Because there's a lot of stuff when you mix paint. I ran out of my pouring medium and I ran out of my pillow, so I get to make them both. I'm gonna make a cell activator. I'm gonna mix up some colors, and we're gonna do a little test blob up here on my little handy dandy free Home Depot tile, so we can peel that off and make jewelry later. But right now, I'm gonna walk through everything I have here so that we know exactly what we're dealing with and what we're mixing with. First, I'll start with what I use for my pouring medium. My pouring medium goes in this jug, and this is just an empty old GAC 800 bottle, one of these here. So we'll put it in here, and what it's made of, simple as can be. It's made from Bare Deep Base 8300. That's the stuff right there. That's it. That's the good stuff. That's what I've been using. And that gets mixed with our friend Minwax polyacrylic. That's all that's in it. It's the only things I put in my pouring medium. The other things I have here, I already have my American Floetrol thinned out with water in here. So once we get to making a cell activator, we'll just be dropping in a little bit of this wood conditioner from Minwax. You want this red can, pre-stain wood conditioner. Ooh, it's leaking out a little bit onto the counter. We're gonna get in trouble. I'm leaving evidence right now. That's also gonna get mixed with. I'm gonna make one black cell activator with this oxide black, and one white with this Amsterdam titanium white, both Amsterdams. For some reason, to me, they give you the best cells. I know you can use other stuff, but in my opinion, these are the best. And I'm gonna have to show you one of the other tools we need. That's gonna be this paper towel, because we're already making a mess. I should have just laid plastic or something down, but she'll never know. She'll smell the wind or the pre-stain wood conditioner. I'll just say I must have had it on my shirt. Well, as long as we don't leave any visual evidence, we'll be good. So that's for my cell activator. And then the colors I'm going to mix up, we'll just go through these really quick. This is Peacock Feather. And there's can't tell if you guys can actually see it well or not, but this is Peacock Feather from Color Art, Primary Elements. It's a powder. Oh yeah, this whole can. Oh man, that can is gonna need some. This can needs some love. The pre-stain, it's got this weird rubber seal in the cap, and if you end up breaking that, it's hard to get it to stay good and closed. And I don't like to hammer them shut, because then you gotta pry them open. So there was that color. I've also got this little piggy. And we got sequins, definitely one of my favorite. We've got some of these new wonderful pigments that are just, like I said in my one video, man, this is like unicorn poop. This is beautiful. And you know unicorns poop beautiful, man. This is fuchsia right here by Let's Resin. It's called chameleon powder. Got Create Color mica powder, and this one's gold. Gonna be making some of that. Then I've got some Bling It. This one is Interference Color by Bling It, and this one is Interference Violet. Oh, that's nice stuff too. I've got FX, like Plaid FX, Mutant Shift by these guys here. I think I found these at Michael's. I don't think it was Hobby Lobby for these. I think this was Michael's, but I like this too. And this is a little different consistency. So when we get to mixing that, oh, and by the way, I hope some of you understand a mixing video takes some time. So we're not gonna be 5 minutes and out. This is gonna be a while. Then I got this deco art. This is an opaque, and it's called Christmas Red. That's gonna be my opaque color. Yeah. So that's the colors we're gonna make. Because I ran out of pillow, I will tell you first what's in my pillow before we get to mixing anything. I went out today because I was totally out and got myself those Glidden Essentials Eggshell White. Glidden Essentials Eggshell White. I bought 2 gallons. We're only gonna mix up 1 gallon today. And then in this one here is just an empty pail from what I had my pillow in before. So what I do is I end up taking that full brand new gallon and I split it between these two, so I'm working with 2 half gallons. Then it's easier to mess with, and if you try to put the stuff you have to put in here, it's too much, and then it makes no sense to. So I split these in half and work on halves. The other thing that's going in my pillow, this is not vodka. This is distilled water. I'm gonna have to go get some vodka here in a second, though, probably. There's no beer, so you have distilled water, and you got GAC 800, and I'm actually gonna have to push pause on you guys for 1 second because I forgot something that goes in my pillow. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. The other thing I put in my pillow, Elmer's Glue All. Gives it a certain consistency that I look for. Right. Tools, or things we're gonna use, obviously. You need some little mixing sticks. I just buy these packages. They're not that much. I got some bigger ones for mixing the pillow in the can there. Should you see, works out good. You need one of these. This is your best friend. Right here. This is my buddy. Scale. Certain things, you want them measured so they're just right. But mixing cups, paint, screwdriver to open the paints, cups, a couple different sizes of cups, and this is probably backwards to most people. It seems backwards to even me, but I mix my paints in these smaller ones, these little guys, and I mix my cell activator in the big one. I just always have. I seem to like this better for my cell activator. I just use the word I don't ever do that. I don't like that word. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna push all this other stuff out of the way. We're gonna try to center the camera on just where I'm working, and we're gonna make the pouring medium first. So let's just, let's push. Get out of the way. Oh, and paper towels. Come on, get. Ouch, I said get. Go on, get. Try to get them out of the camera real get. That ain't so bad. A couple things distractfully lingering over here. Get. Oh, get. Got this little area here. Should work for putting together the pouring medium. You two, go on. You'll be back. Calm down. Looking at me like I'm evicting you. You ain't no bubble in my painting. You ain't gotta get evicted out of here. There we go. And I suppose, just so we're all a little more comfortable here, I dropped me this chair. Gloves. Gotta have a pair of those. Don't get this on. Try to make sure we can see them here. One here, one here. Yeah. Got my tub. Gonna need my buddy, my scale. Okay. What I do is I put this on my scale. Don't turn the scale on first. Put it on the scale. Then turn it on, and you're getting it at 0, so that you're not getting the weight of this container. So right now it's at 0. Take my little screwdriver, paint opening tool mechanism, thingy-mabob, whatever you call this thing. Works good as a bottle opener if you do it just right. Okay, got that. That's your bear. That's the completely untinted stuff. I like it the best. It's I hear this, or it's this Sherwin-Williams. It don't work bad either, but I seem to like the goopiness of the bear. I don't know, I just do. So right now we got 0 on the scale. I'm gonna pour the bear into this tub until I see it just about halfway. I'm gonna leave a little room up here because you need 2 parts of this, 1 part of this. So if this is halfway full and you got a measurement on the scale, then you're just gonna put 1 part of the polyacrylic. So let's see if we can do this without making a mess. When I look, I might have to scoop it out with one of the cups. Let's just go for it. Should have scooped it out with one of the cups. We don't got too bad of a mess going yet. So you just gloop it out of there till you look about halfway. It's pretty close. And you can use like measuring cups at this point. Well, through all that, somehow my scale turned off. That's wonderful. So now we're just gonna have to get the weight with the tub to see what we got. So let's turn it on, put this on there, see what we got. We got 575 grams. Okay. Let's see. One-to-one ratio. Sorry if I said that wrong in the first place, or I don't know if I have said it yet, but this is 1-to-1. You need 1 part of this, 1 part of this. So you're just gonna do the exact same thing. I need roughly 574, because I would say this tub only weighs about 2 grams, but you need 574 of the polyacrylic so that you're 1-to-1 ratio. So we'll clear this out. This time, we are gonna take a cup because this stuff is a little bit more runny. Not a little bit, it's a lot of it more runny. We're just gonna start to pour it in here until we got 575, 74. Just a wild guess. And I could weigh that thing all by itself someday, but I'm betting it's about 2 grams. Can't be much more than that. There's 200. I'm not too worried about making a mess on my scale with this stuff because this will just wipe right off. One more scoop should do it. Okay. Give me a second here. I'm gonna run around the counter over there, grab like an old, not old, but just a used shopping bag so I can use it as garbage. Give me 1 second. Get over here. You know where everyone hides in. They're under the sink. You don't even need to worry or look for them. You know where they're at. somebody might put it somewhere else. They're under the sink over here. Like this. Got a little trash bag going here for a second. We'll get rid of this. Put the lid on this after we wipe it off. We'll wipe the counter off before we get in trouble. Take this off of here. I'll wipe it down a little bit. I'll wipe the lid part off. Get your lid on nice. Clean up. I mean, I could have used a funnel and funneled it into there. Get it all nice and cleaned up. Wipe our buddy off real good. Shut it off. Okay. Wipe this little bit off. Get in this groove so we can put the lid back on here. Now, you could be a little light on this polyacrylic because you can add some of it to each mix to make it the consistency we all know it needs to be, like warm honey. Put the lids back on. Get them out of our face. There you go. And then as far as mixing this, I would literally do just take this, like grab a little paper towel around the lid side, and I just shake this thing. I shake it, shake it, we'll be shaking for a while here. Gotta get it good and mixed up. That bear being kind of gloopy like that. Takes a little bit to get her worked in. That's right, told you it's gonna take a while. Suppose I could reach over here and push pause, which I guess I will do. I'm gonna push pause. I'm gonna shake that about 3 million times, and then I'll be back and we'll start doing the pillow. See you in a minute. All right, guys, back. Did a lot of shaking. I had to break out a drink. It was getting hot. But after I was done shaking and shaking and shaking, I took my little popsicle stick and I put it in here and I looked at the consistency. It's way too thin. And then I thought about it. I'm like, yes, it is 2 to 1. 2 parts of the bear to 1 part of the polyacrylic, because this is too thin. So what I'm going to have to do is put about half of it in here. It's way too thin. Get it to look about half here. And then I'm going to have to put about 1 more part of the bear in here. That's the good thing about feeling out and knowing the consistency. I knew immediately, because of being so thin, that I had it wrong. And then I thought about it and I'm like, oh man, maybe I was right. Not maybe, I am right. It's supposed to be 2 to 1. 2 bear, 1 polyacrylic. Went to my notebook that I have all this wrote down in, just to make sure. That's also a good idea, to keep yourself a notebook. That way you can go back to it if you forget, like I did, to confirm all that's right. So now we need to put 1 more part bear in each one of these. I wish I had another GAC bottle that was empty, because that would make this perfect. We're gonna have to just kind of eye it out here. It's not like really eyeing it out. If I have like half a tub here and I put another, you know, third or so in there, we're good. Get one of these cups this time. Put this right on the paper towel. Back in here. Just let this dump out into there. Then we'll have to have another shaking session. It really is all about knowing that consistency and how it feels and how it looks like warm honey, basically. Get this all loaded up. And do the same thing over in that little tub that I put some in, and then I'll have to find something to put that in. We might even use enough of the GAC 800 to where I can put it in there. I have one more GAC 800 bottle downstairs. It's brand new, but even be a brand new, there's room in it where I can pour some in there if I have to. That gave us about as much in the container as I'm looking for. Now we'll do the same thing over here. And the first time I put the polyacrylic in there, I was a little light, but it was filling up the GAC bottle already, so I had to stop. So I was a little light as far as what I thought. We'll give these a good mix. Probably just leave you here. I mean, mixing videos are long. That's all there is to it. If you're seeing someone getting certain results and you like those results, I mean, you might as well sit around and check out how they're doing it. I've seen quite a few mixing videos. Always seem to watch them right to the end. It's just the way it goes. In the trash bag with you. In the trash bag with you. Paper towel over here. Put this out of the way for now. Oh, look at that. The glove ripped. Rub roll. Got more. Don't need it right now. We'll give this a mix first. Push this over here. Stuff off the sides. A little mixy mixing. Make sure it's well incorporated into there. That's more like it. Wait till my hand dries a little bit here and we'll slide another glove on them. Yeah, that's the stuff right there. It smells like warm honey. Whew. Okay. The lid on this monster. Shake it up, see what we get. Bear with me, folks. Seriously, bear with me. Yo, mix. I don't ever worry about bubbles when I'm doing it this way either. I don't know what it is, but to me, the Bear, along with that polyacrylic, it doesn't seem to make a bunch of bubbles for me. You really have to tell me what you think. I mean, I don't even see any bubbles in there. And this, mixing like this, just seems easier than all this work here. It's that old, I don't know if it was the 80s or early 90s, that old shake weight. Remember that shake weight? People were putting it right to their face like this. That don't look good, man. Shake weight a different way, jeepers. Getting mixed up. Come in here. So a little popsicle stick. Let's see what it looks like now. Oh yeah. That's the stuff. When you've done it quite a few times, you can actually feel when you put the stick in there, you can feel that feeling, and it's that feeling. It's that warm butter feeling, warm honey, I mean. So we get this out of the way. That's that. We'll probably have to slam quite a few sodas. Not that that's all that's going to be in that cup, but we're going to have a few sodas so that we can pour this in there. I have one already. I can't really tip this camera the way I have it right now. I can't really tip it to get you to see the consistency. It just hits the top there and rolls back inside itself after about a second. That's the consistency you want your pouring medium. Maybe even sit there for 2 seconds or so, because as you mix your paints, some of them you're going to be forced to put a little more polyacrylic in it anyway. So I am going to have to put you on pause one more time and run back down to the studio in the basement so I can get my little eyedropper, the little plastic disposable eyedroppers, so I can suck up some polyacrylic if we need it when we mix our paints. I'd like to try to find a way to angle that camera, but the camera doesn't go straight down in the stand I have. I have to look around for different camera stands, I guess. This one it's a nice stand. I mean, it's about $40 or so, but there's a couple of things I want it to do that it just doesn't do. Yep, that's beautiful. So we'll leave that over here. Like I said, I'll end up putting that was in that little measuring tub from Home Depot. I'll put that in a couple soda bottles. And as far as I've noticed, I don't have a problem with this. I don't know if someone else can put a comment in there. I shouldn't mix up this much pouring medium, but I don't have any trouble. I haven't anyway yet of mixing this much up, leaving it in these tubs. I've never had an issue. My cell activator, I don't mix that, full on mix it and leave that for too long. I've noticed if it's fresh, it works better. But as far as my pouring medium, I don't have a problem just pouring it up. Now, we're gonna put you on pause. I'm gonna go get the eyedropper like I was talking about. And I'm probably gonna cover this surface with a black trash bag, because when I go to cut these two eggshell pillow paints in half, it might get places, so I better cover this up. I'll be right back. Alright, here we go. We'll make the pillow. Like I said, there's full gallon here, empty gallon here. We're gonna take the full gallon, put half of it in the empty gallon, so it's easier to work with. Tub opened up. Take a look in here. Looks good. Some paper towel ready, because we're gonna need that. I don't mix this at all. Another key thing, don't have the store shake it all up. You're gonna introduce bubbles to this thing. There's gonna be bubbles anyway, if anywhere. This is where I find most of my bubbles, is in the pillow. I'm sure most of us know that. do not have the store shake it. I don't have them touch it. I take it off the shelf that it's been sitting on, and I bring it home. That's it. This being an eggshell, it isn't like a semi-gloss where there's a bunch of clear stuff on the top here. It's 2 buckets. Even though this one was a semi-gloss and this one is a eggshell, they're the exact same bucket. So you pour enough of this over here and just eyeball it, put this one back down and eyeball it until you see them, they're each both about halfway. If you're close, just let it drizzle there, drippy drip. A little bit of stuff in there. There you go. Look at it. This one still has just a little bit more. So we'll take about another cup or so. Then we'll look at it. See what we got. It's about perfect. We could be funny here. I've never done this. When I'm doing this, I just eye this out, half and half, best I can. We could be funny here. Stick it on the scale and see how close my eye gets. Let's find out. Watch, I'm way off. That would be funny. I should definitely not be way off. That's for sure. Take this one. Set it on here. 2530. 2530. 2748. So not horrible. This one still has just a touch more. We can go ahead and give her a touch. It's always a good idea to make sure you get in this little seam or the crack of the lid here and try to get all that paint out of there, so when you put the lid on, it goes on nice. We'll have a look here, see what we got here. 2640. 2634. That's close enough, man. We'll go with that. That's good. Okay. Keep this good with that one. This is for the new one. Bring this over here. Get this out of here so we don't get it all messied up. Good thing I put this plastic down, I'll tell you that. I could hear it now. What happened? You were supposed to be downstairs. Damn. I had to have the long of the counter. Like, my counters downstairs are nice, but they're not as deep as this. This is a deep old counter. Woof. Now, get your measuring cup. This is 1 cup. And you need your gack. You need your Elmer's glue all. And you need your distillator. First, I take the gack. Yeah, maybe give it a little bit of turns like this, just to mix it up a little bit. Not that I think you have to, but we're gonna do it anyway. And into this 1/2 gallon, I put 2 cups of gack. There go 1 cup. Suppose I should move this over here a little bit. There you go. 1 cup of gack. Two cups of gack. That goes in this one. I do the same thing for the old empty pail. 2 cups of gack. I might have to run downstairs real quick and get the other tub of gack, which I like because now I can put my pouring medium in this. Now I have two tubs that are the same, so pretty easy. They're pouring medium. Put you on pause yet again. I'm sorry. If you want to know how I mix it, you're gonna stick around. If you don't, you're already gone. You're probably like, "What's this guy doing up in this kitchen besides getting yelled at again?" Almost 2 cups, but not quite. So I am gonna set this down on a piece of this paper towel. I'm gonna run downstairs really quick. I will push pause, and I'll be right back again. Get my exercise in, running up and down these stairs. All right, back again. Got my brand new bottle of gack, and it's running up and down the stairs stuff. Holy moly! I don't know where y'all live, but it's hot up in here. This ain't like Arizona heat where I'm at. It's muggy, man. It's muggy. It looks like a swamp up in here. Oof. I live in Wisconsin, and when it's 90-some degrees, you can bet there's water on the ground from just the dew or the moisture. Muggy. Whew. We're gonna finish off this gack bottle here. I'm actually gonna take this one. There's like a little drizzle coming out of here. We'll be good with that. Get as much of this out as I can. I'll set this over in the front over there so I can rinse it out. And put that other pouring medium right in there. Paper towel because it's dripping on the side here a little bit. We don't hit the counter or anything before I get to the sink. We'll fill this cup with the brand new gack. One more cup. So that's 2 cups in this one. There you go. I'm gonna end up having to mix with this big old stick here. It's not like a big stick. Go on, get out of there. Get that gack out of there. That's good enough. Now we're gonna get some of this glue all, and we're literally gonna do about 1 cup, maybe a little light compared to being a full cup, but more than 3/4, so almost a cup of this glue all. The only reason I saw a video, I cannot remember her name, and it's a bummer that I don't because she is really good. She's really good at pretty much all the stuff I see her do. She does more tilting and like bigger canvases than I do, but put about 3/4 of a cup of glue in there. And the way she explained it, you want your pillow to go down on your canvas, spread out, but not totally spread out too thin. It's still got to be a pillow. But I find when I buy this, and some of these good people are probably going to attack me. That's fine. I'm just showing you what I do. I actually hope they attack me. Then they can tell me exactly what to do correctly. Maybe they'll come to my house and show me here, this is how you should do it. And I'll be like, thank you very much. Thank you for your time. So if anyone's close to Wisconsin, and you think what I'm mixing here is just crazy, come show me how, please. But this is what I've been doing. This is how I do it. There you go. Like I said, more than 3/4 cup, but not quite a full cup. That's what's been working best for me. Now in this other tub here, drop me about the same thing. More than 3/4, but not quite a cup. Just gives it that consistency that I like. As we know, most of you are like, you spin your pillow right off the canvas first anyway. You don't even really use the pillow. I know. Still got to be the consistency I like. And I will, after practice, I'm practicing enough, I should say, I'm sure I'm going to leave more pillow and leave more pillow until I got it, you know, just right. I'll go by the whole measurement things when I do my pillow as far as putting it on canvas. Like 4 square inches needs exactly this much pillow. I don't do that. I just feel it out. Sometimes it's the humidity in the air and the temperature where you live too. It all changes what you're doing. So you got to kind of be flexible and adjust things and move on the fly. You got to have your breakdancing pants on, if any of you know what those are. There you go. No sniffing the glue either. Put my lid on the glue. We're done with that. Put my measuring cup over here. And just because this is what I've been doing as far as the water I put in here, I'm just going to go with what I've been doing. So these little, I think these are made by Solo. Well, they're actually not. They're made by El Cheapo. So this little cup that has these little ridges like this, that one there, I'm sure you got them in your store. I use this, and I put 1 full cup of this distilled water, like that. And I saw that from someone else too, to use like distilled water or bottled water, not tap water, and I'm sure there's reasons for it, and I don't use it. I don't even drink the tap water out of my sink. That don't happen. No. It's got to be bottled water or the filtered water out of my fridge is what I do, really. I get 1 bottle out of the giant stacks that my wife buys, and I just keep filling that 1 bottle for a long time and putting it in the refrigerator. Put 1 of those in. That's that. Just 1. Put that in there. And now, unfortunately, we are going to introduce some bubbles to the pillow paint. There's just no way around it. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to mixy over here. I don't have one of the big stir sticks for paint. I wish I did, because that's normally what I would use. All I got is this, and when I look, it's just at the top of where the paint is. The paint's like right here, actually like right here. And my stick is just a little higher, so I'm going to barely be holding this thing. I'll put my hands in the paint a little bit, I don't mind. So I should probably put you on pause so you don't have to watch me mix all that business. But you saw all that was in there. That's all that's going in there. That's it. And I'll be back after a workout session of mixing paints, drapers. It's been 10 minutes. I'm still mixing the first one. You gotta get this all thoroughly mixed, man. I mean, it's getting better, but you want it to fall off of your stick here. Go on to the, in my opinion, sorry. You want it to fall off this stick or drizzle off and stay a mound inside of here for maybe 3 to 4 seconds, a little longer than your pouring medium. So it'll stay on top of there and just stay on top 3 seconds or so, and then it'll start to dissipate into the rest of the paint. I still have the second one to mix. I mean, trying not to get the sweat inside my pillow paint. Like I said, I've been mixing for like 10 minutes. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna put you on pause again. Not that you're gonna see it, but in about 20 minutes, a half hour later, I'll be done with the second one. And then we'll get back to business of mixing up some colors. Yeah, fun stuff's coming next. Give me a minute. Okay. Second one's mixed. And that took a while. I just go by how it feels in here, the stick. It feels, it's thicker than your actual pouring medium. And I think you have to have it that way. That way your pouring medium just doesn't sink in. You want that pouring medium and your acrylic paints to ride over the top of this pillow, but this is doing good now. Runs off, stays up there 3-4-ish seconds, and then dissipates within the rest of the paint. But we got these mixed up pretty good. Try to do this without making a mess here. We're going to pull this glove off, because I had to get my hand right inside of there. so that we get mixed up good enough. Okay, so there's my pillows. So we got pouring medium done, and we got pillow done. Put the lid on this one. Dry chunk here. Put the lid on this one. Yow! Figure a name like Brandon Lee, I should karate chop this thing on there. Done with it. Take my nunchucks to it. Okay. We're doing good. I'm not sure how much time we've spent doing this so far, but we'll actually put the cover on here too. I usually never, with my test blobs, put a pillow down, but I think I'm going to for this demonstration, just to get the feel of everything, just so you guys can see me. Pillow works okay with the test blob. I usually don't though, seriously. I just use the acrylic paints that I mix up with my pouring medium. That's how I do my test blob. But we'll put a little tiny pillow down, just to be testing everything we just mixed up. A little bit of schmutz over here. You gotta get out of there. Okay, now we're gonna mix some colors. Go with these guys here. See how many colors I got. Keep you guys in the frame here. We'll go this way, I guess. Trash bag's got little wrinkles in it. Get some cups out here. See how many colors I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Man, we really don't need this much color, but we're going with it, because after I'm done doing this, I'll go downstairs, I'll push pause, I'll take all of the camera stuff downstairs, set you up on my spinning table. On a table, it doesn't have to be a spinning table, but I'll set you up on a table, and we'll do an actual tile to end this mixing video so we can see how everything mixed out good, make sure everything is kosher, and we'll just flip-flop colors. What I'll do is I'll make a set, and what I've been calling a set lately is 4 4-inch coasters and 1 6-inch trivet, and I've been doing that, and that's how people want it. They want the 4 coasters to match that trivet so that they have them in their kitchen or whatever. So that's how I started doing it, because that's what people, at least locally, have been requesting from me. So that's what I'll do. I'll do 1 coaster for you guys and record that one downstairs in the studio, and then I will let you guys go, and I'll finish the rest of that set, and then I'll do maybe another 1 or 2 sets by just flip-flopping the order I put the colors in. It really sometimes only takes 1 color. If you put this red down first, let's say, on 4 of them, or a set, the 4 and the 1 trivet, and you do a pattern of these colors after that, all you gotta do, really, I've noticed, is flip this 1 color somewhere else in this lineup, and they look totally different sometimes, like completely different. You're using the same colors, but the layer you put them in determines how it looks. So for a set, I try to lay them out exactly the same each time, and then I'll just switch up where the colors are and do another set. So we're gonna do 1 4-inch coaster downstairs after this little test blob here. Got all of our stuff mixed up, got a pouring medium here. I got my scale here, because when I go to do my colors, I've found anyway, when I'm doing those sets, the 4 coasters, the 1 trivet, with 2 ounces of the pouring medium in each one of these cups, I can usually bang out at least 2 full sets, sometimes 3, depending on how much color I use on each one. But we're gonna do that. We're gonna put 2 ounces of color in each one of these cups. I'm gonna have these 2 cups for my cell activators, black and white. We're through them out of the camera's view here. These guys, titanium white, oxide black. Like I say, I got my American Floetrol thinned out with water right here, distilled water. And then I have my Minwax pre-stain little drops out of the red can. Then I'm going to put a few drops in each one of those to make the cell activator. Then we'll test blob it, make sure everything's good. Then we'll go downstairs and we'll make the magic happen. So you're gonna have to bear with me because we're literally gonna do this. No pausing. I'm gonna drop 2 ounces in each one of these cups first. So I'll put 2 ounces, get it out of here. 2 ounces, get it out of here. 7, too much. Went to 2.7 that fast, just bloop, done deal. So we gotta take a 7 out of here. There's 7. What? Oh, well, let's see here. Here we go. I had the thing in the wrong setting. Must have bumped it. So here we go. Now we'll get 2 ounces. Looking a little thin in that cup. I was like, how's that 2 ounces? There we go. Now we got 2 ounces in there. Let's see. And gonna have to be 1/6 on this one. 4, 5, 6. 1/6. That'll be 2. Seven, 8, 9. Come on, 2. Come on, 2. 2. Okay, we'll give the bottle and the scale a little wipe down. And you can use these syringes. I see people, one of my buddies, SI Frost, he uses syringes. And you pull out of there and squirt in his cup. It just takes a little long, in my opinion. I'm not fast enough for the syringe, I guess, and I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time. Let's pour it a little quicker. Get her all the way up to close to 2 fast, and then slow down and drizzle in until 2. Should do it. Sure enough. Probably help if I just get this ready each time, I guess. Mixing up a bunch of color. Be able to make a bunch of different types of paintings with all these colors. Just keep mixing the layers up. One, 9. Come on, 2. There's 2. And then I made sure to grab some different styles of the actual acrylic paint. So I got a fluid here. It's real liquidy. Then I obviously have a bunch of these powder pigments. And then I have these. They're the same as like this, the folk art flash. Any of the flash, black flash, green flash. Any of those, they have the same consistency. I don't know what it's called. I don't want to call it soft body, but maybe that is what it's called. But to me, I call it frothy. It's like frothy. It's a weird consistency. It's like rubbery, frothy. And when you put this in here, this is different than all of these. It's different than a tube paint even. I don't find this to be like a tube paint, like a soft body tube paint. I've used those. They're not like this. This is a weird, rubbery, frothy type of consistency. So it has to be mixed different than the rest of these. Liquids obviously have to be mixed different than the powders. They each take their own little consistency, and when you get it, you want them all to be the same consistency. So this one here, when I squirt this in, it's going to be more liquidy, so I won't need to add anything to this. The powders, a lot of time, I don't find I have to add anything to that. These type that are frothy, I call it, I end up always having to put a little bit more Minwax in with my eyedropper. And I brought my eyedropper, and I'll show you a little trick I do with the eyedropper for my Minwax. And maybe you guys already do it, I don't know. I've just never seen it on a video, so we'll have to get this guy here to 2. That's going to be from this little piggy sequence. So get him to 2. Perfect. We'll drop this last one, that this gold is going to go in with 2. Just drop fast, quick, then go slow. 1-8, 1-9. Come on, 2. There's 2. All right, so now we have 2 ounces of pouring medium in each one of my cups, or our cups. We're doing this together. It could be our cups. Or mine. No, they're ours. Put the lid back on, pouring medium. I'm gonna have to get a big old drink of this stuff here. I may even have to pause it and go mix up another one. And if you want to know the ratio of this, it's always the same. When you see this cup, it's always got the same thing in it. One of my videos, can't guarantee what number it is, so you'd have to unfortunately start with number 1, or my first video, and work your way to at least 5. I think I did it before number 5. But you can find out the ratio in the recipe and mixing instructions for this guy. Woo. Because it's a must-have, I think. I can't seem to do it without it. Okay, we'll shut this off for now, but we are going to need this again. And actually I am. I'm going to push pause on you really quick. Like I said, these videos are long, man. It looks to me like, does that say 57 minutes already? Jeepers! Well, whatever. If you want to learn how I do my stuff, that's what it's going to take. Sorry, it takes a long time to do the mixing. And then after that, you don't have to do all this mixing each time. That's why I mix up big batches of this stuff. So I'm going to put you on pause. All right. Most important recipe has been mixed. We're good. Okay. Just stir it in a little better though. Make sure we don't got any bubbles in there. Oh, that's looking good. Favorite color, Cabernet Red. Beautiful. That goes on the tongue canvas. That's right. Right. So we'll mix these up quick, and then we'll move on to the cell activator really fast. And like I said, we'll drop one little test blob on here, and then we'll go downstairs. Yeah, I mean, I see it's 58 minutes. Well, I mean, it is what it is. We'll get this out of the way. You can literally, whatever parts you're like, well, I already know all that business. Just fast forward through it. Just go to it. Some people that are new enough, they ain't knowing none of this. What mine is accumulation of hundreds of videos, watching hundreds of recipe videos and hundreds of people doing their recipes. And I just picked and pulled pieces from each one of them to come up with how I'm doing mine. That's all there is to it. As far as these liquids, you just give that 2 ounces, a really good squirt. I would almost say a grape, not a blueberry, a grape, green grape. So not super huge, not much bigger than a blueberry, but a little bit bigger than a blueberry. And mix it up. Then you're just going to look at it and judge the thickness of the color. Is the color strong enough? I find with the Bear and the polyacrylic, it doesn't mess with the color at all of your paints. If you're using other stuff, and I can't say for other stuff, But if you're using other stuff and the color itself in your pouring medium is any different than what's in your bottle or in your little cups in here, if it's different, you probably have your actual base that you've bought probably has a slight bit of pigment to it, like white. So it's making your stuff look pastel or like Easter. When I very first started, I did buy the wrong, it said untinted, but it was clearly tinted a little bit. It had some sort of white because everything I mixed with it, it turned into Easter. It was pastel. Everything was Easter. I still have that full can of paint downstairs. I won't use it. My wife can paint the walls with it. I don't care what happens with it, but I won't use it for this. I don't go with the Easter thing unless someone said, hey, you know what? I want my whole backsplash to my house to have your tiles, but it's got to be pastel like Easter. I'll take that can out, man. Other than that, it's going to sit downstairs. I ain't using it. Ain't going to happen. Man, I just noticed I looked over here. I need to redo my hair, man. I'll get my mohawk sticking out. Greyhawk, that's what I am. Old Greyhawk. Oh, looking into some of that. Get this mixed up pretty good. I'm just going to mix each one of these pretty good and move on to the next one, because as we go along here, I do keep mixing, and then when I bring the color to where I'm going to pour it on, I mix. You know how it goes. But you want it well incorporated. Don't leave it not, mixed okay. And this again, this is the stuff that takes time. If you don't want to watch any of this process, that's 100% fine by me. Some of you people who are very new, you may want to wait and at least see how much powder I put on each one of my sticks to put in these 2 ounces of pouring medium. But all you veterans, you just go on, fast forward. I see you right there. Fast forward. Don't be it. At least push that like down there, man. You need to help this channel, help my art. And if you're new and you're not a subscriber, come on. That little red subscribe down there, get it, push it, and that like will. That's how we get somewhere. As long as the art comes out beautiful, that's all that really matters, trust me. The people in my local area are buying it up like crazy. They love it. And I think they love it because I love it. When I'm done with most of them, I'm shocked. I'm like, whoo, man, what the heck happened there? God intervened or something. He painted it. I'm just the tool he used to get it on the canvas. Something. It's beautiful. Some of them are just, man. So the powders. This is this new stuff. It's from Resin It. Is that what it is? Resin. Resin. Let's Resin. Sorry, it's from Let's Resin. Just looking in this little tub thing, this is magical stuff. Like I said before, dude, this is some unicorn poop. This is beautiful. It is the strangest. Like I don't want to say it's a glitter, but woo, man, it works good in what we're doing. It may not even be acrylic. I don't know what it's made out of, really. So 2 scoops, you see me? 2 ounces, 2 scoops. And there's a good plop on the end of this stick. Let's see if I can be a ninja. Good. And bring this up to you to see what I'm talking about. Oh, come on, ninja. So that pile on the end of this stick, I put 2 of them in this 2 ounces. Then, just for breathing purposes, you want to spread this really slow across the top of this cup, across the top of the pouring medium first. Just lightly spread it. Spread it so it's covering the whole top inside of there. And then just dip inside of it, pick up the pouring medium, and fold it over top of that powder. You're trying to make the least amount of that powder all over in the air. Because I'm sure that's not great to breathe in mica powder. And do you want to wear a respirator? I hear people suggesting it. Yes, of course. And you may just want to wear a respirator. That's fine. Wear the respirator. Because I'm recording this, I'm not going to slap on my respirator right now. But a lot of times, I wear my respirator when I'm mixing because that's what I do. I'm very comfortable with a respirator. I did spray paint art for a long time. I still will. But like the stuff you see behind on the walls, that's all spray paint. And you have to wear a respirator when you're doing that. That's a guarantee. Don't kill yourself not wearing a respirator doing that. So you just fold the pouring medium over top of that powder so it doesn't get all poofed all up in the air. I do see I got a little mess here. That'll be tough. We're gonna have to take a little bit of this distilled water here so that we got some liquid on this paper towel, and I'm gonna have to drop it right on top of that powder to get it wet and get caught by this paper towel, because we don't want that going in our mouth, trust me. Get this good mix. I like I'm saying this, it's unicorn poop. I don't know how else to describe it. It's that beautiful, man. It's like a unicorn pooped in this cup. What else would be that beautiful? I don't know. A pixie fairy came by and said sploosh or something. Tinkerbell was like, yeah, maybe like that, like a little Tinkerbell. You know, when she flies, she got that little. Maybe that's what happened. A little fairy flew through here. It's looking good. These Let's Resin things, it's called chameleon powder, and literally when you look in this cup right now, it looks, I don't know, a dark gray. It's a dark gray. When you pick your stick up and you move it around in the light, man, that fuchsia says, hi, hey, what are you doing today? Well, I'm mixing paint. How are you doing? Hey. Get that all mixy. Let's look at the time. Ooh, boy, we better get moving. So let's go. We have to be out of this kitchen in like an hour and a half. Now, I should be done, but I don't know, let's hope I am. But I literally have to be out of here in an hour and a half. The wife comes home and sees this, we're in trouble. We will no longer be painting or making YouTube videos or doing nothing. We'll be doghouse. It'll be a little cage. She ain't gonna let me have a dog house. It won't be no house. So let's go. We're gonna go high speed right now. Let's actually move, so that way we don't have to explain something for a little bit. All of these are powders, so we're gonna move this weird thing to this end. We're just gonna mix all these powders real quick, because they're all the same. It's the same type of consistency. I put those 2 scoops of that powder in there, and with the pouring medium, the way I made it, it's already perfect. There's nothing you have to do here. Like the fluids, there's nothing I have to do here. I look at this one, this one isn't a liquid, so I will, now that I'm looking at this one, in comparison to this one, I will drop, and I'll show you that here in a second, right when I'm done giving this a little bit more mix. I am going to drop a little bit of polyacrylic in this thing. It is a little bit, I mean, I can feel it when this goes in here. Like this one has a feeling, this one has a feeling. And when it drops on top of there, I mean, it's close. It's close. It's close enough where I'm going to leave it. I'm not even going to put polyacrylic in here. So just that pouring medium, the way we mix that up with this and with this powder, perfect. You don't got to do nothing. So now this powder, I'm going to do the same thing. We're going to move this and this out of here. We're going to do this peacock feather, guys. I don't know. If I'm close enough or something, this is a beautiful color too. Wee boy. If it says peacock feather, you know that's beautiful. I'm gonna do the same thing. 2 the same size mound type things on this end of this stick. Some people use them little spoons, but that's fine too. I find these color art primary elements, they're a little bit more clumpy. So like it gets clumps, and maybe that's because of the humidity in this place I live, Jeepers. Like I said, it's like a swamp in here. But I put 2 same sizes of those scoops you saw right on the end of that thing. I'm actually just gonna take a tad more because my second little scoop was a little light. But the same sort of, you know, pile on top of that stick that you saw. And then we'll mix that in really good. Just kind of push it across the top first. This one is like a big ball chunk. There it goes, it broke up. Push it across the top with all of the pouring medium first, and then dip in and fold the pointing medium over top so you're not making a big cloud of, you know, poofy mica powder all over your face. This is that's a magical color right there too. This color art stuff, I'm literally serious. Maybe some of you feel the same way, maybe you don't. These primary elements like this, they are a little clumpy. Maybe in Arizona, if you live in Arizona, you don't have that same issue, but there's like little, you know, chunky balls of the actual powder. They're just chunks. So you kind of have to make sure you mix this one even better. And every so often, I'll just take the stick and smear around the edges of the actual plastic cup to try to break up those pieces that are in there. And then more mixing, like scooping from the bottom upward, bottom upward. You're gonna drag that paint and stuff upward so you can see it, and then you'll see if there's one of them clumps. And once you see a clump, just smash it up against the wall of the cup until you break it apart. It's not super horrible, but it is clumpier than any of the other powders I use. Or pigments, sorry. Let's call them what they are, guys. Let's call them what they are. Get that? I mean, I'm sure a lot of people have opinions, but this peacock feather is the most beautiful green on the planet. It's beautiful. It looks like a blue inside the actual tub, but it's a green, and it's beautiful. It's that center of that peacock feather green. That's what it is. I don't know if any of y'all have ever lived near one of them, but they might be beautiful. But they start doing that noise, boy. And I know some of you know it. We're having peacock for dinner today. What the? You ain't waking up at 6 in the morning to that noise. I got to move. That took maybe a month. That was it. I'm out of there. Bye-bye. That was stupid noise. First time I saw them at the neighbor's house, I was like, those are beautiful. And then it made that noise. Yeah, Tell me. That noise ain't beautiful. Someone else ever lived near a peacock? Or do you have a peacock? You like that noise? You like that? That one's good. Good to go for now. Same thing. This is a pigment powder. And these are magic. These Bling It interference colors, they're literally magic. And I think I literally think the brand is Bling It, I think. I can't remember. I just looked for interference colors and bought them. And it says Bling It, but I don't know if it's a different company that makes them. This is like a line of their stuff called Bling It. I don't know. But this stuff is beautiful. You'd be able to find it just by putting Bling It interference colors. Same thing, a good 2 heaps on the end of this stick. 1, 2. Get them colors to be sick, man. They're gonna be beautiful paintings. Oof. I actually just had a client, I guess we can call him now. I had a client come to my house, I don't know, about an hour ago, pick up a set of commission pieces. I did 6 trivets, the 6-inch trivets. She wanted me to have a more earthy tones, and I did all 6. She was happy with them, came, picked them up, she loves them. She's gonna hang them in her kitchen, I guess. Just push that powder around, fold it over top so you ain't making a big powder bomb in your house. Get that. Mixing video, man. I mean, it's long. Like I said, please fast forward through anything you don't want to sit there and watch. That's fine by me. It doesn't bother me a bit. My commentary is so boring you don't even want to hear my mouth. Just fast forward. Bye-bye. We'll see you at the end. Something beautiful happens. But hopefully. This color is just beautiful. Little, uh-oh. I just heard the garage open. The garage is opening. She wasn't supposed to be home till 3:30. It's only 1:30. Oh, maybe it's the kid. It's the kid. We're good. Shh. 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 It's the kid. We're good. Thought I was about to get in trouble. I thought she was opening the garage. I'm like, uh-oh, I got paint on the counter again. Oh no. It's the kid, guys. We're good. We're clear. He won't say a word, will he? Will he? I see the smile on his face right now. He's like, no, you good. And we ain't gonna tell. Did you get chocolate shake? No. I finally found one on Milton Avenue.
You did?
Yeah. Yeah, I will never go to that one there again. No. Mm-mm. So mix the rest of this up here. Doing a little mixing video, man. A lot of people want to know how I mix my stuff, how I make my pillow, how I make my pouring medium. Just letting the kid know what's up. He's just about to stick his face in that camera and say, hey, y'all want to see my ugly kid? Come around this corner, man. Come here, ugly. Come here. Show him those blue eyes. He's like, no. His face is all red right now. He's like, That's funny. The dog will show its face. Why won't you?
It's a dog.
Oh, because it's a dog. Okay, so we got them out the way. Next is going to be this little piggy. And it's going to be that sequins. You don't know how much of that you can see. We'll put that down. Same thing. 2 good scoops. This stuff is actually pretty potent. You might, there's a little smoke come out that one. Ooh. This one you might not need 2 full scoops. So I'll put 1 and then maybe a half. And I'm not going to put the sequins anywhere near that interference color. We're going to have colors stacked in between there. I don't want them to mingle. I might actually put double dose of that opaque red in between there. Put some opaque red, then one of either the little piggy or that interference color, and then put the other one after that. We're gonna try that. How about that? That actually sounds smart, don't it? Drop and move this powder around the top here so we don't get big cloud to breathe in. And we'll just mix it up. Pick the pouring medium up over top and fold it in. That's what I call it. You're folding it in. It's like cooking. You know what folding is. You know, fold it in. Don't mix right away. Don't make a mess of that powder all in the air. Just fold it in. Dip some inside of there. Fold. Lift and fold. Okay. Once you got all the powder underneath the paint, then you can go to town just to mixing, because you're not going to make a big puff of smoke anywhere. And man, this little piggy stuff, dude, that's top shelf stuff. I don't know of anything better. If someone knows something better than this little piggy stuff, you let me know, man. Because this is some, well, that stuff I found, that's for the resin. This is nice stuff too. But this stuff, I don't know, this is magical. Woo. I like all the ones I bought so far. I think I only have 4, maybe 5 of this little piggies, but they're nice. I like them. I'm gonna go through their catalog and buy a whole bunch of that stuff. I don't think it goes bad or anything. That sequins, man, that's magic right there. Ooh. I mean, it looks like the pouring medium until you get that light just the right place, man. That's like inside of a pearl's mouth. Or shell, mouth, whatever. Or not a pearl, an oyster, sorry. You open that oyster, that's that color I see. There's my little wet paper towel here. Throw it in here. I must have, dang it. A bit different powder over here. Get this out of here. There we go. I'll cut through really fast, start at this end and go this way really quick. Just gonna give each one a nice little mix again. Leave them right here like this. Mixy, 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 mixy. What do we got in the way here? Well, mix, mix, mix. Scrape the sides here, mix, 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 mix. Scrape the sides. Little mix, 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 mix. Boy, good thing all the countertop space downstairs is ready to go, because this is gonna make a lot. Maybe I should have went with just 1 ounce. We're painting all night long, it looks like, woo! I don't mind, I love it. Everyone is so uniquely different. Oof, it's addictive, man. So watch it happen in front of your face, maybe like, woo! Come on now. Get some of that, there you go. That one's nice. Next powder here, we got that Curate, C-U-R-A-T-E, Curate, plus color, mica powder gold. Love me some gold in the painting, that's for sure. This one, we're definitely only going to go with 1 good scoop. And then just like a piece, like a little tiny quarter, not even a quarter maybe. That gold will overtake the planet, man. Push it around on top of this pouring medium here. Get my lid on. Gold is a very powerful color, I'm sure we all know that. It loves to accent other things, but it as itself is, it can be overpowering. So even the puddles I put on top or squiggle around when I'm doing a bloom, I try not to use too much, or you'll just see gold. That's it. Not that that's a bad thing, or it would be a good thing. A lot of times I actually use that Extreme Sheen Brilliant Gold, I think it's called, and the 24 karat gold ain't bad either. But this powder here, it's not the best. I think this stuff was really cheap from Michael's or something, but it's nice. I'm using it to try to get rid of it, so that way I'm pushed into always using the better stuff. I got a few of that style of them there. To me, they seem a little cheap. Maybe not. Is that a little mixy doo-dah? What do we got now, guys? Oh, an hour and 20 minutes, man. Like I said, fast forward, man. You know what you know. You don't really care about what I'm doing here. You just go and fast forward to the end results. Some people, they want to see me mix this stuff, so I'm mixing the stuff. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna title this video that way too. This is mixing I'm gonna say long mixing recipe. Whatever. I'll probably get like 2 views and no likes. That's fine. That's what it is. Hopefully we come out with some beautiful artwork though. It looks pretty good. Consistency's. Now here's the goofy one right here. This stuff, I mean, it's weird. So this stuff I really am trying to get maybe like a blueberry sized blob to get in there. So you got to kind of gauge that as it bloop drips into there. Like I said, this stuff is frothy. It's weird. Mutant Shift. Let's see if it says some type of color at all, but I think that's what this color is called, is Mutant Shift. So it's from FX, and it's flexible acrylic paint. That's what it is. It's flexible. That's why it's so weird. So I guess that's what we'll call it now. Frothy flexible. And it's called Mutant Shift, so that's the color. And I'll start to mix this up. I can almost tell already, just from the first couple spins in here, this will end up needing a squirt of polyacrylic, because it's flexible. That's what it is. That ain't too bad though. It ain't too bad. Don't know if I got quite enough of the color though. I might need to put a little bit more in here. It isn't bad though. I mean, it's close enough. I'll go with that. I definitely do need a little squirt of the polyacrylic though.
I'd say like, when I say a little squirt, I'm talking like 8 drops, maybe 9, somewhere in there, just to thin it up just a little bit. Yeah, just a little bit. That flexible feeling of this stuff is just a little bit rubbery feeling. That's what I call it. So what I'll do, I'll come over here and I'll get me this polyacrylic, and then I'll show you what I've done here. I'm sure you've all seen these things. Disposable, you can buy them right at Michael's. For my polyacrylic, because sometimes you'll keep using this as you're doing stuff, I take the actual super skinny tip and I cut it off so that it can come out of there easier, and so that it doesn't end up drying inside that long, thin part and harden in there. Then you just have to throw the thing away, and that's pointless. Sometimes I'm all about you get what you paid for, and I'll pay good money for certain things, but I don't want to throw money away. That's silly. So to me, because I've cut this end off, like I'm saying, I'll get some in here, and I'll drop like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll go 9. 9 drops. See, now I have no fear of that getting dried. Whoops. I have no fear of that getting dried and sticking in that big hole. It ain't gonna dry and stick in there, so I'll just lay it off to the side. I've had to throw a few of them away because I left that really skinny tip to it, and then it dried in there. I was like, well, that was great. There went 0.3 cents. Give me a little drink here. Come on in and finish mixing that flexible FX mutant shift. I have a few more of those, so I'll go and see if they all say mutant shift. If they all say mutant shift, they must have the color on here somewhere else. I just don't see it. So I think it's called, this color is called mutant shift. That's all I can think. We'll find out. They're nice. I've used them a few times. I haven't had any issue with these. I don't know if anyone else uses these FX things. They're nice. I like them. They're comparable, I would say, to the Folk Arts. I think the Folk Art's a little more expensive. This little tube here, this little bottle is $4.99, $5. I think the Folk Art ones are a little more than that. So there we go. Now I'm going to do this again too. That's perfect. I'll start over here, just give a little mix. And then just move on through all of them, give them a little mix. Here's that unicorn poop right there, man. Woo, boy. See, I don't know. Very small little, things of them. I don't know if they sell it in larger quantities or not, but that's beautiful, man. Woo. I'll get in some here. Brought my little skewer up here so that when we go to doing our test blob, we can put down some of that little pokey of any bubbles. I didn't bring my torch up. So these two, you got your interference and your this little piggy sequence. I don't want these near each other. So I'm going to take one of them, and actually I'm going to put it next to this opaque color here. And we're going to go, when I start putting this stuff down on my test blob, I'm going to go from left to right. I want my opaque to be last just under my cell activators. That'll give that cell a little border of that opaque red, hopefully. Something, I was kind of doing it just by not thinking about it, but old Sheldon from Shell Rock Art, had a little discussion with him the other day, and he said that's one of the key things that he does at times, and he knows that gives him that little border around the cell. I'm hoping for a bunch of peacock-like cells that are multicolored. That's what I'm looking for. I want this test blob to sparkle. I want it to fly out of here. Woo! Someone will have to catch it. I want it to be like my last one, be on fire, man. Fire department and stuff. Better bring a paramedic this time. Someone's gonna have a heart attack. They're gonna look at my test blob and go, and they'll be out. Okay, like I said, just gonna do little drops of that color once we get that far. So we'll put these up here maybe. See where they're at in this view. Don't wanna totally be blocking stuff here. Move over, man. It's like you don't own this whole place. Jeez. Now we'll see right about here is our scale. You can see that. You're not seeing the measurement here, but I will tell you exactly what's in there. We're gonna try. American Floetrol, strained. I'm not even gonna pause you, but let me go grab the strainer that I'm talking about. I know most of you know what I'm talking about, but let me show you what I'm talking about. Go get it. Probably still sitting in the sink from last time I used it. Of course it is. It doesn't go anywhere. That's its permanent home, I think. This type of strainer. See this thing here? Yep. So I put me funnel inside of this tube or inside of this container that I lost the little tip for, so I have to use tape to hold it on there. Put your funnel in there, put this over top of the funnel, and then you take your American Floetrol and you just let it strain through here into this container. Every time, I mean, you shake the American Floetrol up really good first, but even after shaking it really good, when I do that, there's all these clumpy, boogery things inside of this strainer. But this is the type of strainer, you know, it's that type of fencing mask, you know, get some of that in there. That and that distilled water. Exact measurements, I don't. I get it about a little over halfway with just the American Floetrol, maybe 3/4 of the way in this thing. And then I literally just take that squirter, not the same one from a polyacrylic with the cutoff end, I use an actual one with the long skinny thing, and I squirt 3 of these in there as full as I can get it. So you squeeze that little bulb, and then when you suck up the water, it gets as full as it can. I squeeze like 3 of those into here with that American Floetrol, and then I shake it like crazy. You want it to be just a little thinner than what the American Floetrol is out of the tub. It's a little thick, milky, thick, whatever. And then I mix it real good. And I get my little piece of tape. I'm actually gonna have to get a new one now. I see that one's falling apart. My stick over here. My little paper towel. Like I said, if you're not interested in all this, just hit that fast forward all the way to the end. You could have started it, hey, my name's Brandon. Be like, we're at the end. We're good with the mixing, buddy, which most of you are. This is for people who have asked me. They want to see exactly how I'm doing this. So like I said, American Floetrol, water, distilled water. Mix just like that. Come in here. You're going to want your cell activator to be either 3-to-1 or 4-to-1. Lately, I've been doing a heavy 3-to-1, so closer to 4-to-1. But 3-to-1 is also just fine. So you think about it in grams. If you put 12 grams of the actual Floetrol in here, you're going to do the math. 4, 8, 12. 4, 8, 12. So you put 12 grams of your Floetrol in and 4 grams of any of your paint. So your, and trust me, I only used Amsterdam so far. I know there's some people doing it with pigments. Even Shell Rock has one with pigments. And I have done it with pigments and it's really cool. But it never seems the same as actually just using Amsterdam titanium white or oxide black. So I'm going to do the first one with this titanium white. I'm going to put 12 grams of the cell activator or Floetrol in here. 12. Look at that static electricity and my dog. I got a hair of my dog inside of there. Get rid of that. And 12 grams. 9, 10, 10, 11, 12. There's 12 grams right now. So now that I have 12, because like I was saying, I go a little bit heavier than 3 to 1 now. So I'll just put about 13.5 grams. So 13.5 grams are in here right now. You push your button, on most scales anyway, and that's going to tear it to 0. Your 0, you're now going to put 4 grams of the Amsterdam paint in there. Take all this big old chunk of junk off of here. You don't want that falling inside of there. I've done that before because I'm brilliant. And you're going to drop 4 grams of this inside of here. Got 2, 4. 4. Come on. 3, 4. So now we got 4 grams of that. Now, this is I didn't even see someone doing this. I read it, but they were putting this Minwax pre-stain in there. They were only putting like 3 drops. I can't get it to do what I get it to do with just 3. Maybe it's, like I'm saying, the climate I'm in. So I'm putting like, you dip your stick in here, and I can drop off and it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4. There's already 4 drops in there. And now I only want about 3 more because I want 7 drops. 6, 7, we'll go 8. 1 more. We got 8 drops in there right now. 7 to 10. And it's gonna vary on like what I actually think is the temperature, the humidity, the climate. If your mom's yelling at you, I don't know, something goes goofy. Get another stick here for this one, and we'll mix this up really good. It should smell like success, and it does. That's good. Woo. I'm not saying sniff this stuff. I don't know. This probably not the best advice. Hey, go sniff it. How do you find out if it's working right? You smell it, man. How do you know something's on fire? You smell it, man. And this smells like fire. But we're going to test it, I'll tell you that. Now we're going to get this other one started with our little, oops, I'll have to shut her off. And put the cup on there, turn it back on so that it tears itself to 0. And we're going to do the same thing. 13.5 grams of the strained American Floetrol and water. The water is just to thin its consistency. We just do right around 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and a couple of juicy squirts just to make it 13.5. Come back here with this wood stain. Get my oxide black ready. Tear it to 0. And put 4 grams of this in here. 4 grams. That's it. No more, no less. Exactly 4. So you'll get a little drip. 3 still, a little drip. 3 still, a little drip. 3 still, a little drip. 4, just right then. No more, no less. Just get her out of there. You know, with this tip there, so we can close this cap on nice. I mean, the only downfall I've found to Amsterdam is the way these lids are. Some of them are wonky. They don't want to ever close. So I got a few of them downstairs that are taped because I don't know what happens. They just don't want to close. So we got that. We're going to go right ahead and just drip in our Minwax. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Couple more. 3 more. 6, 7, 8. That's it. I'm going to wipe this off with a paper towel because I'm actually going to use this to mix, and I don't want any more of that Minwax on there. So that's good. I'll go in here, put the lid on that bad boy, drop it over here, we'll put it back on this paper towel. We're actually using double layer now. We'll get over here, we'll mixy mix, we'll mixy doo dah. We don't need the scale anymore. So you can shut off. I'll evict you next year. Get out. Bye bye. Mixy doo dah. That oxide black smells like success. I take this, and once I got it good mixed, and it's getting close to being good mixed, with that Minwax, I mean, you really want to mix this pretty good. If you stop and you're not mixed enough, you'll actually see it just kind of skating on top still. You want to keep mixing. And you'll know you're doing good when you can take the stick and smear it on the side of the walls of this cup, and you can see it making cells on the side of the walls of the cup. So if it's making cells on the plastic cup, yeah, you're going to have yourself some fire. Mix that. We're almost there, man. We're almost there. It's been a, whew, man, it's been howling 40 minutes, man. Like I said, you start at the beginning where you don't even have to let, hi, I'm Brandon, get out. Just say, all the way to the end. But please, get to the end. Drop that like. Subscribe if you haven't already. We're about to make something beautiful. It's going to be pretty. Give my white another little mixy mixer. Watch it on the sidewall. See if it makes cells, which it is. And now, pierre de résistance. We're going to put the little tile over here. And I'm actually going to grab that camera and be all kinds of forceful over here. And I'm going to bring that camera over here. And I'm going to get you angled down as best we can on top of this little tile, so we can watch the magic happen. At least there's magic. I hope there is. If no magic happens, I'm sorry. But I'm pretty sure there's going to be some magic over here. It'll be beautiful. Like I said, you can't go wrong when you break some unicorn poop and put it in the mix. Go unicorn poop, man. It is magical, man. The movie Legend, if you've seen that with Tom Cruise, man, that's back when he was a child, man. There was diapers in that thing. They run around chasing unicorns for their horn. No, give me the unicorn poop, please. I'm gonna take that. So here we go. I'm gonna bring you over. Hopefully we don't knock a bunch of stuff over in the house and make a super mess. Looking at the time, I'm like, oh, better hurry up. That wife's gonna come here and start yelling, dude. Let's see. How do I do it? How do I get you angled so that you're where I need you? I don't think it's this, is it? No. Let's just see. I'll take you. Sorry for all this moving around stuff here. Go look here. Go this way, probably it. And then check. Yeah, it's about as deep as I can get you, it looks like. I'm gonna tip you here. Tighten this back up. Gonna get this little tile and stick it under one of these legs here. Let's try one of these. Hey, there we go, people. Yeah. Well, now you're in the mix. We're gonna get this here. I'll put this little test blob.
Well, you're not in trouble yet.
Give me a little second here. Kids letting me know I got till 3:30. I know that. I thought when the garage door was opening, though, that she was coming home early. I was like, whoa, we're about to get grounded, man. Like I said to them, doghouse, it ain't gonna be a doghouse, it's gonna be a little cage. Still in the basement from Boba. Let's get you in the mix here. Okay. I'll drop you another glove. Like I said, most of the time I don't do this next trick. I don't put a pillow on my test blobs. But we need to test our pillow too. We gotta make sure it all works. So we're gonna grab some of that there. Boom. Make sure you see me grab it out of here. This thing here. There's our brand new pillow. Get one of the big sticks here. Just gonna grab some of that bubble filled pillow here. And we better get this up close here so we don't make too much of a mess. And then we'll put this pillow down here. Just kind of spread it out a little bit. There we go. Full on test, even testing the pillow. What do you think of that? Get my skewer here because I see some bubbles. Probably should have brought my torch, I guess. Time to get evicted, little buddies. Bye-bye. Of course, as we all know, from mixing it, you're gonna have some bubbles. And I may even just do the one coaster today and leave this sit overnight. Or until, I suppose it's still kind of early in the day. Can wait till maybe like midnight or so. That's when I do my best painting. Right around the magic hour. Get another little bubble here. Not that all of you kind of know, but I'm sure some of you can tell. That's when I do all my paintings. After midnight. Midnight till about 5 in the morning, I'll be painting. Put the lid on there, bam. Give my cell activators, give my cell activators just another little mixy pop. Okay. And then we're gonna go to her. Let's see, get you more in frame here. Then we'll go like this here. We'll get a little bit of this purple flashy flash. You gotta remember, it's just a test blob, so we just need little bits of paint here. I'll drop some of that gold inside of that. Squiggle, squiggle. Some of this sequins by this little piggy. We'll just give it a little squiggle, squiggle. Put it all over. I don't just make puddles in the middle. I know a lot of people do. Don't get me wrong. And that's maybe someday someone's going to tell me, no, this is why you do it. Okay, but right now I just do little squiggles all over the place. Put a little bit in the middle, and then I just squiggle it. Oh yeah, that color's beautiful. Peacock feather's nice. I love it. Should accent nicely with all this stuff. A little bit of that unicorn poop coming up. Let's resin fuchsia. Beautiful. I love it. A little bit of this interference violet by Bling It. Go get a little squiggle squiggle there. We're gonna go with this opaque Amsterdam red. Oh no, this was the deco art, wasn't it? Yes, deco art. Christmas red. Opaque as can be. Put that right under where my cell activators are gonna go. And a nice little drop in the middle, and then squiggle maybe a little bit over here. Don't need too much of that. I don't want it to overpower anything. Then we're gonna drop this black cell activator first. Because this little tiny test blob, we just need a little drop here. Kind of pay attention, see if it makes that halo we're all looking for. Oh yeah, it's making halo, boy. Like, I don't know if that camera picks that up. No, I can't tip it or anything, sorry. I have to figure this stand out. I know there's a way it can drop right on top of here. Then we're gonna put white on top of that black. Just a little drop and drip. There's some of this. That made a halo right away. Nice. I'm gonna blow it out and hope for some magic, huh? Wish it luck. Here we go. As magical as can be, folks. As magical as can be. Like, dead serious. Magical. I can't see what you guys are seeing right now, so hopefully you're seeing that beauty. Those cells are spectacular. They're spectacular. That's how I mix my paints. I'm actually gonna let this dry really good. Take a really good picture of it. I'm gonna post that with this video being the test blob from the mixing video. But look at that. There's, some of the, yeast, my lord, my goodness. Tell me that test blob wasn't beautiful. I'm telling you, it's loving me in my eyeballs right now. I'm gonna do what some of you know I do. First, I'm gonna just blow out a little bit of these edges here, the stuff that doesn't have cells. It's not gonna move far because I've consumed all of that pillow paint. And then I'm gonna find a little spot somewhere where it is boring, like that. I mean, I don't know. You see this little spot here that has no cells? You see that spot right there? That one? And I'm gonna draw my little heart inside of there. We all know I like to stick a heart inside my painting. You love your painting? It'll love you right back. Loving me in my eyeballs right now. And then I'm actually gonna bring you back in here and look at the center again now that it's started to really collect. Put my little heart in there. Beautiful. 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 Put another one over here. Beautiful. Put another one here. Beautiful. Put another one here. Beautiful. Oh yeah, the way that black and the red did help, you know, make a little border anyway. You look close, you can see the ones I'm talking about. I mean, we bring it back in. I mean, seriously, that's magical unicorn turds. Ooh, boy, test blob 101. That's right. Well, I'll do a flyby. Well, I'll just eat that. That's nice. That's nice, people. All right, that'd be it. I'm gonna push pause. Then, like I said, this is a long one. I'm gonna push pause. We're gonna go down to the studio, and we're gonna drop some magic on one of my 4-inch tiles, and we're gonna spin it out. We're gonna make a little woof, like a little kung fu party down there. We'll be back in a second. All right, we're in the studio. I'm almost set up. I bring the rest of these colors down here. I got you